All right, everyone. Happy Sunday night, September 7th. So here's what we're going to do. So one of our new members, Sharon, we just did Sharon's Blues. Sharon has a gig coming up this week, or at least I think several gigs or practice sessions with some guitar players in the key of E. So we did a little bit last night talking about different licks that you can do in the key of E, and we do a lot of practicing, of course, in the key of C and other jazz keys, but we also talk about the importance of transposition. And you guys know I like to teach you guys, like, you can take an idea like this, C blues, and you want to practice it in D flat. So in all keys, basically, you learn how to do that, right? So what we're going to do tonight is, this is for kind of going out to one of our members, Sharon. We're going to go over 10 blues licks you can do in the key of E. And I'm actually going to write these out. I'm going to make notes as we go along. But it's really good to get out of our C comfort zone. As you guys know, I like the up-down approach, where we do a couple of keys at a time by going up and down. Good to see you, Vicky. Awesome. Also, I'm really excited to say that we have a new member as of last night, Scott. So Scott's going to get his own blues. So a shout out to Scott. That takes us up to 14 members in our YouTube membership, which of course is loaded down with fun stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and let's talk about some simple ideas. The first thing you could do over an E blues is, let's first just get the E blues scale going. And remember that you show up at a blues, and it's really important to be able to play your blues scale, because you can use it in so many different ways. So I've created a little E blues shuffle, and I am going to put this in the membership area, Sharon, for you to practice this little backing track. But at first, we're just going to go. And we'll just do both hands right now. And you can let me know if the backing track is too loud. Sounds like it might be. Let me go over here to my settings real quick and just check. All right, let's try that. You can let me know. Let me start again. Okay, so we're just getting the first 5 notes of the E blues scale right now. We're going to go. Just kind of warming up the fingers. All right, now let me talk about something really quickly here. Now, you guys know in our beginning blues sheet, the one we have for the key of C, where you go, we know the first 5 notes of the key of C, and you can turn it around so many different ways. Or you can do the Oscar Peterson. Right, all these things are really important. So root up the tritone. So what about in the key of E? There's your tritone. So you have, same thing in key of. So that is a part of your easy E blues, right? Just those first 4 notes of the E blues scale. Or actually the first 5 notes. We can also go down 3 half steps, and now we play a C sharp minor first 4 notes, because that's our relative minor of the E major scale. So remember that if you just had those 2 ideas, as we're learning up ways to solo in the key of E, you can do this simple thing. Yes, I could go and play an E13 if I wanted to, or I can play a simple E7 voicing. When it goes to A, I have lots of options. I could do an A9, I could do an A7 kind of thing without the 9th in there. That would be fine too. You can do a lot of things when you're doing a simple shuffle blues, but you still have this idea of 2 blues scales, the first 4 notes and then the first 5 notes of your E blues scale. So let's turn on the track and just spend time with that. We're going to go over some really cool licks in the key of E, and again, this is to help Sharon, one of our YouTube members. Here we go. So we have this. sharp minor. All right, let me stop this really quickly. Let me see if it even did. Let me look at this chart real quickly. Okay, so it's not even doing. It's not even doing a B to get us back to the top of the form. It's just doing E for 2 measures. Let me just check this out. I'm wondering, I'm like playing a B in the left hand. I'm like, why, where's the B to get us back to the top? Well, anyway, I'll have to update this play along. But for right now, just imagine a B at the very last measure to take us back up to the top. Because I'm going to be practicing with the B for sure. All right, let me go ahead and do this. Let me check on you guys. What's up, Jeffrey? Good to see you. Actually, it's going to drive me crazy if I don't do this. So let me do this really quickly. Let me re-export something. Jeffrey, good to see you, man. And Vicky, of course. You guys are always so awesome. Where's my E blues? Un momento. All right, let me minimize this, close that, minimize that. I'm going to go in here and go, let's get rid of this one. Let's actually add one that might make some sense. Let's see if this will do it. Got to have that B chord at the end, otherwise whenever I get to that, y'all can be like, what are you doing? All right, I think this is going to be very helpful for everyone. So you want to hang in here, and I would love for you to like this video if you're enjoying this already and understand what we're doing. We're branching out. We're doing the key of E. Let's say you show up with your guitar players, right? So the first thing we did is we said, let's get our voicings. I'm just doing E. Now I'm going to go back to the A chord. B chord. B chord. Hold up. Did I get the right one? All right, let's just hope that it'll kick in and actually give me a turnaround chord. Okay, so now let's do C sharp minor. We go. Let me turn it up a little bit. I don't know why it's not. I don't know why it's not changing. I need the B. I'm gonna re-render this thing. So crazy. Let's do that. give me a second. Hang in there, we're going to get there. All right, we're going to get rid of that no turnaround chord, and we're going to add it. I'm going to go right here, and maybe that will do it. Okay, now we're going to introduce this third. Remember that you can do. So we go, and on the minor, on the A7, triad. Again. Memphis. Again. Up the octave, Memphis. All right, let's stop this. All right, let's do a quick review of what we have so far. I think our track is working now. And let me say good hello to everyone. All right, if you're enjoying this, please like this video. We're doing the key of E blues for one of our members, one of our newer members. But how cool is it that we have a new member as of last night? So shout out to Scott. It takes us to 14 YouTube members. Thank you guys so much. So as a member with Sharon, she has a gig coming up, or several gigs, and she's doing E blues this week, playing with a bunch of guitar players. So we're going to take the same things that we do in C, and I'm going to show you guys how I think when I'm doing different keys, and I want you guys to be able to do the same thing. So one of the first things we did is you want to be able to play your blues scale. So the key of E blues scale will always be E, G, A, B flat, B, D. And yes, there are different forms of the blues scale. We know that, but the one we're doing right now is the minor blues scale. So now you have this idea of, notice my fingering, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now, what's really cool about that is, notice what I did here, and I went here, I played the blues scale up. Now, notice my third finger on the E at the top, and this right here, where you go. Remember the trick that I like to teach you guys? No matter what key you're in, you put your middle finger on that note, and it gives you the minor third on top, the root, the 5, and the flat 7. And for days, you could just stay up here. And what's so nice is I can transition. I'm here, and I go transition back down to the bottom half of the blues scale, which is the E up to the B flat, right? What's up, Vance? Good to see you on a Sunday night. Vance, I have some exciting news that we have a new member of our YouTube channel, which is really awesome. We have Scott, who signed up last night. So shout out to Scott. We're at 14. I can't wait for number 15. And it's literally a price of a cup of coffee. You guys know that, which I probably need right now. But anyway, a cup of coffee a month will get you tons of stuff. All right, here we go. We're in the key of E. Now watch this. We just did the first 4 notes of the C blues scale, and I'm going to write all these out in the key of E, just so we know. Just so you guys know, I'm writing all of these out. I'm going to put them inside the membership area, and I'll send this out to our all access group as well as our Chord Academy. But watch this right here. So we just did this. We said, we have our E blues scale. We have our connector right here, right? This idea of whatever key you're in. Also, I can do my transition finger is thinking about my fourth finger getting to the B flat if you want to move around with the blues scale. Now remember, for a while, it's really important to know that not only do you have this little minor third pattern or your E minor blues scale, but also you go down 3 half steps from whatever key you're in and do the first 4 notes of that blues scale. We've just been practicing that, and then what we just added was the idea of minor blues is great. It sounds awesome, but occasionally you want to hear ba, we want to hear the major third. And what I did here was I added Memphis. Memphis Blues is one of our charts for another one of our new members inside the membership area. It's this. Right, that's part of Memphis Blues. But notice that I just did it there. I went. And I could actually go. Or. That time I went all the way down. Wasn't that nice? Instead of going Memphis, I went down. And that time I went bo-do-da, bo-do-da. Now, for those of you who thought you couldn't play in the key of E, now I'm going to show you. By the end of this little lesson that we're doing, you're going to be able to play in the key of E, and you're going to be really happy that you know how to do it. So here we go. We're turning on the E blues track, and I'm first going to get the blues scale going. Now, notice how sometimes I play it different rhythms. Sometimes I play a note, play it again. Let's do that again. Now I'm just playing around with the blues scale. Now here's that trick again, right? My middle finger. I always say it, but it is funny. Whenever I think of those memes where the guy's doing that the whole time and it just goes on a loop, it's just, those are so funny. But I try to demonstrate that just to show you that you could play that for days, right? Wherever you want to play that and the blues, you probably wouldn't play it for that long on that. But the idea is there if you have those ideas. And right now we're just doing the blues, right? We're in again. Da, ba, da, 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 da. All right, now let's do Vance's lick. So we're gonna dive in deep here right now. Let me stop this just for a second. So this lick from iMusicAcademy, this is from Blues Volume 2, I think. And I love this because you're sliding the minor third to the major third, and you cross over with 3 and 5, right? And you go so think of it like going to the 4 chord. By the way, anybody who is not a member of iMusicAcademy, or you're not a Chord Academy, you're not a Chord Academy member, or you're not an All Access member, and you're not a YouTube channel member, I'm going to encourage you guys to go hit join and join our group. Be number 15 to do it. But also, if anybody makes a donation who just happens to be stopping by, I'm going to send you the charts to Blues Volume 1. Anybody makes a donation of any amount, you can get whatever you want. That's just a fun way of saying thank you for your support. But things like this, actually it would be Blues Volume 2, which has this. This idea right here. As a matter of fact, Blues Volume 2 starts off with this. I'm sorry, it's the C6 lick first. And we're going to talk about all of those ideas in just one of those licks, right? which is really cool. We're going to put those in the key of E. But watch this. When I do this lick right here, so that's the C triad in second inversion, and watch this. You slide up the minor third to major third. Now when we are in the key of E, we don't really have to go. We don't have to add that little grace note because it gets a little, if you're in the heat of battle, you don't need to do, you could be here in the key of E, and all you have to do is this. And do Memphis right there. So you go. Let me do it in the C. We'll watch on E. So I just went. You do it on A. And B. Now here's the crazy thing. This is so important, everyone. Lock in here and put 2-4. Put the numbers 2-4 in the chat, everybody, because I want you guys to know that you cannot use the fingering on C. Well, you can. It's just a risky fingering. If you're doing this and you cross over with 3 and 5, that's fine on C. That's what I do. But if you're on the key of A or E for the key of E, watch this. See how risky that is? Trying to get your A and your C sharp with fingers 3 and 5. It just doesn't work. I mean, I can do it because I think when I first started doing licks like that, I would do that. So I have to turn my hand perfectly to get there. But that is not a good fingering. This is a better fingering. 2 and 4. And then I go 1, 3. So you want to practice those even with the track. And even if you don't get it at first, you will get it after you learn. Very slowly. You have the... Right here I would use it. B. A couple of things I wanted to show you guys as I'm playing through these. I think it's important to talk through the harmony of this. If there's one measure of E, which you can clearly hear, and then it goes to A, watch what happens if I try to play it right there. I go. I'm on A, and watch. I go. Right there, right there. So if I go. It doesn't sound good because it's not a chord tone, it's the fourth note. A better place to use that would be where there are two measures. So I could go, we could go. Now right here. Right? You see how that worked because I was on the E there even when I went to the D there. Does that make sense? So at first, it's just not enough time if I go. Now, to go to A, listen how bad this sounds. Right? But if I do something else, I go. Right here. Okay, that's another idea that you can do there. Another thing would be to do the simple idea that we first learned when we started doing iMusicAcademy. We did this lick right here. It's like the minor third to major third up to the 7th, right? So for the key of E, you're on a hammer-on. You have to hammer on the minor third to major third right here. And I can do this. Hold on a second. This roll down is so good, it's worth learning in all keys. Absolutely, Vance. I definitely recommend this because it gets you the idea that you're either hammering on or you're rolling off. Yes, it's a great thing to put in all keys. Take your time with it. You can do. Watch. E flat's kind of a hard one because you can do 3 and 5 on A flat. You can also do A flat, 2 and 4. I would be curious to know which one you guys like. I don't do 2 and 4 right there. I use 3 and 5, but here's 2 and 4. 3 and 5. That's what I use there. E, I use 2 and 4. F sharp. A flat, 2 and 4. A, 2 and 4. B flat, 3, 5. And B, 2 and 4. Let's do A flat again. So we're gonna go. Yeah, I think I do 3 and 5. I can actually do both on those. E flat's the one that's tricky. Yeah, I think doing 2-4 there. I like 3 and 5. Three and 5 is my go-to. Here we go. So we're gonna go. I'm trying both right now. I kind of like that. I think I could get used to that. Okay, now let's go ahead and put this all together. So far, what we have, you're going to want to stay around to the end, everybody. I'm going to do a recap of what we're doing. We have a new member, Scott. We want to celebrate. We'll celebrate Scott tomorrow on our All Access lesson, which we're going to, we'll stream for everybody, including our YouTube community. But shout out to Scott for joining the YouTube channel. We're at 14. I'm looking for number 15. If it's worth, all this training is worth a cup of coffee, then you'll do it. And all these PDFs and all these extra videos. Now watch this. You have this, first 4 notes of the blues scale. You have the first 4 notes down here, and you have this little Memphis thing, right? So we just added this. Now with those minor to major third licks, when it goes to A, because it's doing a minor third to major third, I can actually do that on all of these. And that actually works to change. Now you still can play the entire E blues scale over all the chords. It's going to sound fantastic. But when it goes to those other chords, you can actually mess around with the minor third to major third licks like this. We can go. I can also go minor here. about blues scale? All right, now let's go on to something different. So you want to make sure that you're going back and forth between your E blues scale and the fun idea that no matter what chord you're on, you can give me that minor third to major third. You can go to A, hammer on there, and B, the same thing. But you can also do on any of those, you can give me your triad, even on B, or 2-4. So you're kind of doing a little jazzy change if you want there, but we're going to add some really fun things here. Let's say that we want to do the C6 lick, which I think everybody needs to know in every octave, but you can do here. Right? So I'm doing minor third, hammer on, fifth, sixth, and root. Okay, let's actually turn on the track and mess around with that, and I'll check on the chat in just a second. So we have... Alright, let me stop this for a second. Vance says you can't do the enclosure in C. Well, let me show you a couple things. So Vance, if you did that, that's an enclosure, right? Or you could go, right? But we're thinking a little bit more on the blues side right now. But I wanted to show you something, Vance, related to this. Right, we have the E6 lick. It's going to sound great. And then you can go back to here. And then for the A chord, you can use the E minor. Remember that. And go back to major. You can go... And then I did this. This is really important. You guys know this lick right here from the key of E, which you can keep going for days, right? Well, you want to be able to do that in all keys. If I go E and I go G sharp up to the root, so the third up to the root, there's the flat 7. And then I've switched back to B because it went to that measure. Let me demonstrate this in a slow form there. Here we go. On the E we go. Third up to the root, down to the flat 7, and B, A, and E. And then I went back right there, I went down thinking E, and then I went to the B, third up to the root. You guys see that? Change it up. And you can do, just like we do this, you can go. Okay, now I have a couple more things to show you, and then we'll start putting it all together. You guys do not leave without staying to the end of this. You're going to love this new stuff that's coming up. Okay, now I'm going to check the chat. Let's see, we only have 4 likes. I guess nobody's liking this stuff. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and I want to remind you that you have this idea of Cruella de Vil, Vance, right? but we're in the key of E, so we got to hammer on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cruella de Vil. All right, so let's turn on the track and show you that it's the same fingering. We're in the hammer-on world on this key. 2, 3. All right, there's something else I was I'll save that for another day, but how cool is that you can keep going down with these licks? What was really nice is I was showing you this minor third to major third, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On E, that works fantastically. On A, same exact feel, same exact form. And then on B, same exact feel. But I also was up here and I went, notice how nice it was to transition where we go. Now my hand's already ready to go. And then back here. And then I could go right here to that trick we did at the beginning. Now we go here. Memphis. Now watch this. A. All right, now we're going to close out this lesson by doing one other really fun, actually two more very, very amazing things here. All right, let me check everything out. Jeff's couldn't pay us to leave. That's funny. We better get some likes. Why is it that I'm only showing 4 likes? That's sad. I know y'all would double like if you could. But somebody verify, because that's pretty pathetic. All right, hey, let's go. We're up to 5 now. All right, now watch this, everyone. This is game-changing, life-changing in the music world for what I'm about to show you. Okay, so we know that if we're in the key of C, we know that we have A minor pentatonic, right? All that sounds fantastic. Well, also the key, we're going to do E minor pentatonic. So you have this right here. So it's like the blues scale, but we're going to leave out the flat fifth, okay? So you have this idea, which also is identical to a G major pentatonic scale. Watch this. So you have, so when I do this, so there's a lot of different ways I like to break this up. One of those, everyone, is 4-note cells. If I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, really important to do. Now, so even don't sleep on this idea of this idea of 4-note cells. I'm just gonna listen to the sound. Now, then I would do that for a while. Now I'm going to go to the next 4. Now, notice that that's our 1, 2, 3, 5 G major pentatonic idea. Right? Now I'm going to put those two cells together, 4 notes. Here we go. Okay, so that's that cell, and we had this, we had this one, we had this, and now we're going to do this 4-note cell. Starting on the 4th note. Now put them together. Here's the next one, and notice this pentatonic scale right here. There it is. Right? We joke around all the time. I say you could do this for days because you could. And isn't it really interesting that that's one of my 4-note cells? I have this. And then you only have one more after that, right? You have this one, which is neat. And then you could start putting them together. And right now, again, you're just getting the sound together. Like, I like that 4th note. All right, now let me stop that and go check on the chat and see how you guys are doing. Isn't it fun to be able to use those 4-note cells right there? Right? You don't just go from one to the next without really thinking about this sound. Like when I'm playing saxophone or some other instruments, I love to turn those around. And right now I'm doing 4-note cells. I want to listen to that sound. And even right there, that's really neat because I can go to that flat 5 if I want. Or I can go. Okay, now let's blow our minds as we wrap this up. Is that I could go 3 notes. Like I love this sound right here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 for days. So we just did 4 notes. But now I could go triplet feel. You can do that over anytime you get to that minor pentatonic scale. Let's practice that. Let's turn that on. So at first, let's just get the sound of this. I put those two together. So, let me do just the pentatonic thing again. I don't want to branch out just yet. So we're gonna go. right back to this. Here we go. Alright. Man, there are so many that I didn't even show you guys today that I wanted to show you. I think we're going to stop. We'll save those for another day. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on a sheet for you guys, a sheet music all written out, and I'm going to give this to our All Access group, our Chord Academy group, and all levels of our new membership, where we are at 14 right now. 14. I'm looking for number 15. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. So we get to celebrate Scott, who joined last night. He joined the membership. All you have to do is hit join, and I promise you it's crazy amount of material that you guys get. As another thing is you get awesome videos that nobody else gets to see. All right, so if you've enjoyed this, not only like this video, but tell me in the chat how much you've enjoyed this, because I love the fact that we're branching out. Even this Oscar Peterson idea I showed you guys last night, get that down, right? You're thinking minor third, but it's kind of going up. So you have this. Maybe a troll took away 7 likes. Yeah. That's fine. And you got this idea of, right? You can do those for days. And there's a couple more that I really wanted to show Sharon, especially. This is mainly for Sharon, who has some really important gigs. She's one of our newer members. Let me think. It'll come to me. Yeah, let's end with this one right here. Yeah, Vance is happy. All right, so remember this, Vance and everybody. If you're E7, E, G sharp, B, and D, practice going to that tritone. Remember, you play your E7 and then you go up a whole step. What a great thing to get under your playing. And you can also go to the octave. So let's turn on our track there and do that. 2, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So you have this. Think up a whole step. You have this. Same things. You can practice it on all the chords because it'll work. You can go. Hold on a second. I'm losing not only my fingers but my mind. Again, let's try that again. So again. Same thing on A. And for B, did I do that right? Hold on a second. Let me fix B. So you got to get to here. Again. I wouldn't necessarily play like that with that kind of going down, but I think it's good to practice it. So we'll go here. My fingers are getting tired. It happened last night. So if you think of that, going from the 1 chord to the 4 chord, it helps. Let me try that again. 1, 2, 3. one more time. I gotta play it one more time to get it right for me. Yeah, so for me, what I like to do, the same thing I would want for you guys, is if something's not going right, you got to figure out what's going wrong. And for me, is I was doing this. It was my left hand that is actually throwing me off. So I mean, probably both, but I was here and I was playing the first one. I was on E and I go, all that was working good. And then when I go to A, I was here sometimes, but I think I was going back to like a different chord. I don't even remember what I was doing. But then I go back here and I go, all right, get back into here. And then I'm here. Back to here. Now watch from here. I have to get down the B. And then the A. I think I was going down a half step. So let me try it again. So here I'm on the B. And now I have to be on the A. See, that's what I was doing. That's the fun of this stuff, is whatever you're having trouble with, don't let it frustrate you. Just kind of work it out. Sometimes we have to go to like one hand only and say, all right, is it the left hand or is it the right hand? How can I make it better? For me, I'm like gonna B, A, E. Now my mind's going crazy. And I'm not going to stop until I get one right. So just hang in there. You'll be back thinking, oh, I'll pay you to leave, right? My hands are getting tired. Yes. All right. I feel like I was the David Goggins of practicing. All All right, so a couple things. Is that the most of any key? Hammering up. Yeah, it is a little bit more like the great thing about the hammer-ons, like, and I know we spend a lot of time in these keys right here. And then I do say, yes, let's practice these in all keys. But like, it is true. Like now we're doing real-time movement from here to A. And then we're also doing the B right back to the A and then right back to B. So we have to get our hands used to doing that. But once we do that, then it gets pretty easy. We go. And then we have to do the same thing on the key of B. I'm practicing too fast also. Now watch, this is going to be easy. E, F, F, F sharp, we just worked on A, B, flat, and B we just worked on, so we should be fine with that one, right? So man. All right, guys, what a fun workout for our fingers. Shout out once again to all my Academy members and our YouTube channel members. Thank you so much. We have 14. Shout out to Scott. This week's members have been Scott. We have Memphis that joined last week. We have Sharon that joined. All kinds of charts I've been writing out for each one of them, and we have to write out bills. I'm doing a blues for Bill, and then we have Sharon's blues. All right, let's see. 7 sharps. What are you asking about? How many sharps? If you've enjoyed this, please let me know. And if you really enjoyed this kind of stuff, then make sure you join. If you want to buy me basically a cup of coffee a month at the most basic tier that we have, that'd be a nice way to not only support me and the channel, but also to get tons of charts and videos and courses. Did I say courses? Yes, there are courses in there as well. Marla's Blues. Yeah, everybody. You want to end on Marla's Blues, Vance? Is that what you're saying? I'll do that for you guys. Let's do Marla's Blues. So we're going to get to change key. You want to do Marla's Blues in E, or you want to do it in F? Gotta see what Vance says. I need to know what key you want. In C. Marla's Blues is in C. Okay. Let's turn on Marla. Let's end the night on a C blues. I've tortured you guys enough. Let's do jazz blues in C, Marla style. Now let's pull up Marla's Blues. All right, we're gonna end whatever Vance knows, whatever Vance wants, he gets. Now, just to show you guys something, let me see if this is up. Let me just pull this up here. I think it's important to show our potential new members of the YouTube channel how crazy these fun charts are. So if you're a YouTube channel member, you're gonna get stuff like this. There's a Memphis drive. Let me go to Memphis charts. So every last one of these, in addition to like complete courses in craziness, yeah, there's a blues shapes course. Instead of paying $30, you just buy me a cup of coffee, you'll be good. Blues for Marla, Yardwork Blues, Trio Blues, Pentriplet Blues, Memphis Blues. These are just from this last week. Tony's Blues, Sharon's Blues, Vance's Blues. But let's finish the night with Marla's Blues. Okay, so what I like about Marla's Blues is it does that going up to the minor third, so kind of like our Ray Charles thing, and it's very simple. And then it does this 6 down to the flat third, which is that tritone interval. Just like we do all this kind of Ray Charles stuff, it goes up here and it does the 6 down to the tritone. What a fun thing to do. And then we end Marla's Blues with all right, so let's turn on the track and then have fun, because Vance, who is an elite member in the YouTube channel. Here we go. We're gonna go. I feel like a sigh of relief for Vance right now as we're in the key of C, just chilling out. Let's improvise based on Marla's Blues. All right, Marla's Simple Blues. The moral of the Marla story is that simple patterns and simple ideas can get you a long way. You go. Charles. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was trying to think of what I wanted to show you guys that in the key of E. There were several things that I forgot to put in there. And one of those was from Memphis Blues because it goes up to the 6th note. So same thing in the key of E, which we're not going to do now. But this idea of going up to the major 3rd. And anyway, all right, guys. What a fun way to end the night. I can't even believe we haven't even started yet. We haven't even started the week yet. All this training. Okay, so let me just see what you guys have said. The sweet key of C, piano sounds best, key of C. Short cafe, latte, Starbucks, yes, LOL. Get coffee of the day, dark at Starbucks. You know what I like at Starbucks? Is this person that's been helping me, a good friend of mine, she kept saying, hey, I said, I like the steamed milk at the top, and I like cinnamon, and I like coffee more than I like the, what's the one, like Americano. It's mostly like water, I think. But anyway, and a little bit of coffee. But anyway, I like a lot, like 3/4 of the way easily, good coffee, and then steamed milk with some cinnamon powder. I mean, can I get an amen for that? Vicky, another donation? Vicky, $5. Thank you so much, Vicky. Y'all give it up for Vicky. Vicky, thank you so much. You guys have been so awesome supporting the channel. Oops, let me mess around with that. Vicky, that is much appreciated. Thank you so much. Vicky is not only a member of everything, she's extremely generous, and I'm very thankful for you guys. Queen Vicky. That's really awesome. Yeah, so now I can get a coffee, right, Vicky? I can get a coffee. I can get a real coffee at Starbucks. So anyway, let me finish my Starbucks thing. Is I finally found out. Have you guys heard of the misto at Starbucks? Yeah, she's very fantastic and generous. So misto is what I've been ordering. And I told her, I said, I finally found out what you've been wanting. It said, it's not, this is what I like, the misto. And I said, it's not a cafe au lait. And she said, yes, it is. It's the Starbucks version of a cafe au lait is apparently a misto. But that's what I like. I like the misto. In fact, you guys talking about coffee really makes me want to have coffee right now, but I think I'll wait till in the morning. Vance drinks his coffee at night. I do as well. Jeffrey gets an amen. So, the misto, yeah, I think it's the cafe au lait of Starbucks. But it's good. It's the way to go. And just tell them you want a little cinnamon in it, you'll be good to go. Misto is the way to go. But the point is that it's cheaper. I just ruined my, I just got a copyright strike for playing 3 notes of not Misty, but Misto. See, I was trying to play Misto, but I used the melody to Misty, so I'm in trouble. I'm losing my mind now, Vance. Now all I want's coffee. Hey, thank you to everybody who's been hanging out on this Sunday night stream. We have a lot of people that are dropping in and out to say hello. Well, I don't know. They're not to say hello, but they're dropping in and out. But our channel is growing at a really nice pace, and I think I really want this. We know that we want the All Access group and our Chord Academy to continue to grow, but we have a lot of people who are already members of those who are also YouTube channel memberships, YouTube channel members, and I think it's awesome. We're at 14 right now. I can't wait to wake up in the morning and to be able to say, hey, we have number 15 who, instead of getting a cup of coffee at Starbucks, they decided to use that to go towards the membership stream. And we're gonna celebrate that. Let me just double check to see if we're at 12 right now. I mean at 14 or 15. Let's just see. Yep, Scott joined. It says he joined 2 days ago. And Tony joined this week. And nobody has left. Just so I think it's important for our non-members to know we have this awesome community and nobody's left. That's really encouraging, and I'm extremely thankful for all of you who are members of the YouTube channel. Who we've been doing this since over 6 months easily. So I'm just very thankful for that. I feel like we're really building a nice community here. Man, if I had like 1,000 people doing that, that would be awesome. We could get there. We'll just keep doing what we're doing. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let's see. Vision of a huge cup. Hold on a second. Vance says you have a version of huge coffee cups with a piano design. You can make some money. A huge yeah, Vance, I'm all ears when it comes to your ideas. All right, guys. Wait, hold on a second. Oh, Sharon. Sharon, I hope that you know this whole thing was for you in the key of E. Have you been here this whole time, or have you been multitasking again? This whole stream for like over an hour, like an hour and 15 minutes, has just been blues ideas in the key of E. So get your E blues. Yeah. No, you're practicing actually. All right. Well, Sharon, I'm going to leave this video up and I'll actually tag this in the membership area. And so, so get ready and go through this. I think it'll help you out. It's basically taking all these ideas that we do in the key of C, and I said, all right, let's do it in E. And E, all these little blues licks. Yeah, so Sharon, yes, I did purchase, like $300, I upgraded another membership thing that I already have. And they're rolling out this new membership platform that's very similar to the school platform that everybody's familiar with, but it's a kind of a community aspect kind of thing. The other thing is, Sharon, we can actually do that in the membership area as well. But and we probably will do that. Like if you want to do an unlisted link of you playing, I would love to share that. In fact, we have other members of our All Access group and Chord Academy who have sent videos to show other members. Marla is one of those. Marla played her first jazz gig several months ago, which is pretty amazing, and it was really cool to watch. So yes, and I will always protect your videos and only show them where you say I can show them, and so the group would very much be happy to see that, and I would as well. I love to hear what you guys are working on. So related to this thing, this little upgrade I did, I did like a lifetime. I just paid the lifetime membership for this little community upgrade thing, and in the next week or so, I'm going to try to start building mine out. Other people have already been using it, but I've been doing other things like writing out all kinds of charts for you guys. But since we have some people that are interested in that, then that sounds good. Oh, wait a second. So this is really important. I know this is more like office hours now, but I think it's also important. I teach some like jazz prodigy kids, and we use Zoom all the time. I've been using Zoom for a long time. And I have a membership. I pay like $160 a year for my membership. I think it keeps going up, but I'm very, very familiar with Zoom. I use it a lot in my teaching. So if you guys say you want to do some Zoom classes, we can definitely do that. And as I always say, you can go where you just let us listen to your audio, or you could show your camera. It doesn't matter to me, but we could definitely do that kind of thing. If you guys are open to that and want to do it, we'll start doing some Zoom classes. But in addition to the other thing I was saying, the platform is a community-wide kind of platform that you don't have to be on a Zoom thing to really connect. So just know that that's coming. But yes, if you guys want to go Zoom, I literally taught a Zoom lesson this last week, and I do it almost once a week. And I have a Zoom workplace. I could have us up and running in Zoom in just a couple minutes. Key change community. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys are open to that, I would love to do that. Sharon, you'll have to keep us posted. I know you said you were going to be practicing for your gigs, but I'd be interested in if you're playing. I can't remember if you said you were just playing gigs or just practicing with a group or whatever, but you can let me know. Also, anybody else out there who maybe you're just now watching this, I don't even know if anybody's still in here other than the three of us. Let's just see if anyone's out there. Let me go to the chat here. But I would love to know what you guys have been working on. You don't have to be a member of anything of mine to connect with me. Okay, she'd do Zoom. Very cool. All right, well then it's settled now. We'll do some Zoom things. We've done it before, actually, but it's time to bring it back, and let's do it. Okay, we have 9 people watching now. Yes, email me, bob@iMusicAcademy.com, or iMusicAcademy, the number 1, iMusicAcademy1@gmail.com, and I'd love to connect with you guys. Just tell me what you're working on, what you enjoy, what you wish I would do more in the community as well. Want to know that this channel, hey, that's really awesome. Now that's the kind of thing That's the kind of thing that really makes me feel good. You want to know that this channel is amazing. Thank you so much. It's always really nice to hear from everyone. I'm glad you like the channel. That's awesome. Sharon says, how much would I know, or how would you know when and where they are posted? Okay, so Sharon, one thing, because you're a YouTube member, I don't actually have actually, I do have your email because of you're a member of the folder, the YouTube folders. Okay. So what I can do is I can just start creating an email. I have MailChimp account. I mean, I pay $60 a month for my MailChimp account, which has several thousand people on it. But it's more like if I have a course, and if I am trying to sell a course, and when I say sell, I don't sell a course just to make money. Okay, I sell courses to hopefully empower you guys to practice. But I do have that service where I can send you guys emails, so I could create a little a way to connect. So Sharon, if you tell me the best times, we'll try to do a Zoom this next week. How about that? And Sharon, while we're on this subject, that's part of why this new platform I'm investing in that is because I want this to be a community thing where you can post your videos and say, "Hey, I'm working on this. Here's me playing," and then people can comment very easily who are members of iMusic Academy. So we'll do that. Trinidad. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I always love it when we have our amazing group that is always talking with each other, but we always want to know if there are people out there that are actually enjoying all this stuff. I do love to teach and I love to connect with you guys, so keep it coming. However I can help you. And I don't want my beginners out there to feel in any way intimidated, because the kind of stuff that I like to teach, you guys know, is like for days. Like you need my beginning blues sheet. Hold up a second. Let me just show you. Let me do this. Let me leave you guys with this. And this is for my beginners out there. I'm going to do beginning blues sheet. Right here. And let me make sure. Let me try that again. Beginning blues score. I'm going to do this. Let me share this. Actually, let me copy this file. I need everybody to hang around for this. Beginning blues score PDF. All right, let me just see. Okay, I'm going to need to make a copy of this if I can. I'm just gonna do this. Hang in there. Go to the download folder, beginning chord PDF. Gonna do this. Go to my drive. And what I'm going to do now is pull this over here to my drive. Keep both files. Let me find out where it is. Okay, let me see where it is. I'm going to share this. Copy link. You see what my sharing options are. Anyone with the link. All right, you don't have to sign up for anything. This is just my gift for you. And what this is a beginning blues sheet. And when I say this for my beginners out there, I want you to know that I do all kinds of repetition in our group, in our lessons. All right, so let me get to the chat. I'm gonna do this right here. Boom. So anybody. Oh wait, I did the wrong one. Hold on a second. I did the wrong thing. 1 second. All right, here we go. Okay. Thank you so much for saying that. It's really, really kind of you. Yeah, I hope to one day get enough YouTube members on the membership here to where I could, eventually do this my next career. Thanks, Vance. No sucking up here. Okay. No, but I do have a 10th grader in high school. All right, now let's do this. Guys, look at this really quickly. So inside the chat, click on the Google file, and it's literally beginning patterns. I'm going to also, because this chat will go away for 24 hours, I'm going to put this inside the description right above where it says, well, right below where it says you can join the channel. If somebody is out there and you want to, for a cup of coffee a month, I also support other creators. I think it's important for you guys to know that as well. It's a very easy platform with Google. It's literally, you can get in the lowest tier if you want to support the channel, and it's like $5.99 at the lowest tier, and you get tons of stuff. You get access to the membership. Vance's a member, Vicky's a member, my dad's a member. Tons of people are members. I say tons. 14 people are members of this new channel, and we keep going up by 1 or 2. But all you have to do is hit join. But if you're not ready to do that, that's fine. Click the link below where it says join. It says Google Drive, and then let me just put a note here so you guys know what it is. And I'm going to do beginning blues PDF. Okay, and then as we sign off here, let me save this. And so anybody after this stream can go download it. There's no getting your email or anything like that. If you like it and then you want to connect with me, I would love that. But there's no pressure there. Okay, so let me show you here. What happened to the window that had everything? Let me see if I can. I want you guys to see that. What did I do with that? I wanted to show the screen. Okay, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to turn on the track in just a second, so nobody go anywhere. Maybe it's right here. Google Drive. Yeah, here we go. Let me do this. I'll make this a little bit bigger so hopefully somebody can see it. So this PDF can really help you out, especially for my beginners out there. Watch this. So everybody grab this PDF, and it starts off with the first 5 notes of the blues scale. And this will, no matter your age or stage, this is a great pattern. As I mentioned to you guys the other day, I went to see my dad, and he was doing this kind of thing. And he was also doing the A blues scale, which is down there on the 4th line where you go 2 and 3 and 4. And 4. You also have the Oscar Peterson. And then even the first 5 of the notes of the blues scale, you go. scrolling down, you have more things. You can do this. So you go. Each one has another way to play it, and so many different ways you can turn around. You can do this. That's kind of a fun when you go 2 and 3 and 4. Vance. Let's play Vance's Blues to play us out. Here we go. I played that wrong note that I put in there, Vance. Let me do it again. Here we go, Vance's Blues. Pivot. Vance, that's pretty funny. I played it as the way I wrote it, and of course, it did not get past the goalie, and you told me it was wrong. We're still at 7 people. 7 people. Yeah, so Sharon, you're gonna find even in Vance's Blues, spend a little time in the membership folder and find a lot of those blues have some really nice licks that are gonna help you. All right, so what a fun stream. I can't believe it's 9:16. We've talked about coffee. We've talked about people who can join the membership and a lot of other things. And thank you. I want to get the name right. I don't want to say it wrong. I'm going to say Trinidad. I want to say your name right, but thank you so much for the nice compliment of the channel. That means a lot to me. And so do my members. You guys are amazing. And Sharon, you were the newest member as of like 2 days ago. And then Scott signed up last night, which is awesome. So we're at 14, looking for number 15, and really hoping to get to 1,000 by Christmas. All right, guys, have a good one. You have 1 minute to say goodbye. Let me make sure I'm caught up. No, you got to say, you can't do that. You have to give me something. Tell me how to pronounce. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a picture of it and ask ChatGPT, how do I pronounce this? Knowing everybody's name is an important thing. And you're welcome. Hey, wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. You actually had to click that thing that I just put, the beginning blue sheet shouldn't have anything on it. Let me just check. It says anyone with the link. I'm going to do it again. Anyone with the link. All right, let me do this again right now. Boom. Is the name? Oh, very cool. Bud Spencer and Terrence Hill Films. That's awesome. Yeah, we need a Vicky's Blues. Hey, we can do that. Somebody click on that folder and let me know that you were able to download it. Access to that file, but I cannot access Google folder until I get access. Let me just check and see. Well, Sharon, you are added to the Memphis Blues. Let me just do, I'm doing my housekeeping here. Vance, you're so funny. All the Vance-isms. All right, let me just look at this one chart. So I'm in the Memphis YouTube charts. And then I look, all right, let's send Sharon. Sharon Woodall at Gmail. Woodall. All right, Sharon, I'm sending you. Now, this is to your. The question is, that was a green icon, and it's not the same as. So I need to know if you got access to that. I did your Gmail, and I just sent you something. Can you please confirm? And then we'll call it a night. Man, there's so many charts in there for you. Anything your heart desires will come to you. When your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. Like a bolt out of the blue, love steps in and sees you through. And when you wish upon a star, as dreamers do, fate is kind. She speaks to those who love that sweet familiar, that secret longing, like a bolt out of the blue. I can't play Disney. When you wish upon a star, as dreamers do, then I can't play this. No Disney, huh? I don't know what I did. That's pretty funny, and that's pretty awesome that you know about Tatum and Peterson. My hands are tired. Oh. Hold on a second. Loves so much yesterday from Tatum. Hope in another life. Yep. All right. We'll see you guys. I'll get up in the morning and do this all again. Good night. You have 30 seconds to say good night to each other. The colors of the rainbow, beautiful in a dawn. You know I'm gonna get, I'm gonna get strikes for that, Vance. All that. All right, have a good night, everyone. That's fun. Thank you again. Oh, thank you so much. It's very, very kind of you. So, Vicky, shout out to, very thankful for Vicky and her $5 donation. That's very awesome. Vicky, have a great night. And everybody else, thank you so much. Who knows? I might just wake up in the morning and somebody will have gone from right here in this chat to hit join, and we might have a new member to join Scott as a new member for 1 cup of coffee a month. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next one. All those police cars.